Hi everyone, welcome to Perfect Game Weekly. I'm Danny Wexelman and we've got a lot on our plate this week. Here's our lineup. We continue the theme of revealing the rosters this week for the 14U Select Festival. I was at the 14U National Showcase and I can't wait for you all to meet some of these kids. We've got a theme going on in this class. It's one of the biggest that we've ever seen. We'll explain what that means in a little bit. We'll be joined by Dean Moss, one of the best players in the 14U class. We saw him at the 13U Select Festival, and I know he's done a lot of growing, not only physically, but mentally as well. We'll get a chance to talk to him about that. And of course, we'll have Jheremy Brown, our national cross-checker, joining us to not only break down the arms, and when I say arms, I mean the pitchers, who are all above 6 feet tall. You heard that right. And of course, the offense. These kids can rake, and we're gonna break it all down for you right here on Perfect Game Weekly. But as always, we begin with the warm-up. We start things off in the big leagues, where 2008 PG grad George Springer is finally living up to his name as one of the best offseason signings of any team in the league. On Wednesday in Toronto, Springer had 4 hits, including a home run, his 4th in 5 games. That's ridiculous. And his 8th homer in his last 17 games. Springer struggled with injuries in the first half of the season, but since mid-July, his average has been sitting consistently around 420. To the minors now, where we hone in on Bobby Witt Jr., who launched his first career grand slam during AAA Omaha's 13-10 win over Columbus on Saturday. Not only was it Witt's 3rd homer in 4 games, but his 5 RBI were also a career high. Said Witt after the game, "I'm just trying to stay being Bobby Witt Jr. Not trying to do too much, do too little, not trying to press just because it's the next step." Let's stay in the minors, but head to the mound, where Hunter Green lit up the radar gun in legendary fashion in his victory for AAA Louisville last Thursday night. Hunter notched his 3rd double-digit strikeout game of the season and his first since his promotion to AAA by striking out 10 through 7. Oh, and by the way, Green hit 103 miles per hour on the gun, not once, but twice. We head now to Perfect Game, specifically to the Mid-Atlantic, where uncommitted righty William Burns pitched a gem last week. 7 strikeouts and just 1 hit through his first 4 innings. And check out the movement on that breaking ball. And he's also got his fastball up to 86 miles per hour.
Perfect game on 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect game!
I'm so excited to introduce you to both of these teams. Let's reveal the rosters, starting with the pitchers. These rosters are most definitely brought to you by the number 6. As in, every single pitcher on the 14U Select Fest roster is at least 6 feet tall. Sam Cozart, 6'7" from North Carolina. Chase Mobley, 6'5" from Florida. John Lash stands 6'5" from Charlotte, North Carolina. Braden Booth is 6'1" from Madison, Alabama. David Shields stands 6'1" from Pittsburgh. Jax Bishop rounds out the East pitching roster. He's 6'1". And on the west side of the list, Boston Kellner from Colorado Springs is 6 feet tall. Luke Pepino from Cincy, he's also 6 feet tall. So is Zach Strickland from Arcadia, California. Blake Illich from Detroit, he's 6'2". Trey Morris from Fresno is 6'1". And finally, Cooper Rummel from Austin, Texas stands 6'3". All right, let's bring in Jheremy Brown, national cross-checker for Perfect Game. H, clearly we've hammered down a theme here. These kids are 14 years old or younger, and they're huge, and their presence on the mound is overpowering sometimes. What is the deal?
I mean, they're intimidating to talk to sometimes. You go up and you got to look up, crane your neck to see them. You got Sam Cozart and John Lash on the East team just right off the bat. Cozart 6'7", Lash is 6'5". They play together with South Charlotte. They're both touching 90 or better on the radar gun, so clearly something's in the water down there in North Carolina. Also on the East team, you kind of have the opposites in Jax Bishop and David Shields. Bishop, a righty out of Georgia, committed to Tennessee. Really whippy arm. He's going to come out and attack you. He's not nearly as physical as the first two we mentioned, but he's not afraid on the mound. He's going to challenge you, and he's probably going to beat you on the mound. Threw a no-hitter this summer during the WWBA, which is also where Shields continued to kind of do what he did all summer. Up to 85 or so on the fastball, because that's all he needs it to be. He's going to spot it. He's one of the more refined, polished pitchers I've ever seen at the 14U level. He can take the ball into the 7th inning. He can spot the fastball in or out. He's going to bury the changeup, bury the curveball. Tons of swing and misses on all three. And he just committed to Miami the other day, so clearly the Canes saw something special in him as well.
And you and I saw a lot of these guys at the 14U National Showcase. I was blown away. Not only do these 14-year-olds have mound presence, they have velocity, as we've discussed, but they have secondary pitches too, and they're just really good people. The West team, you can't sleep on the West team. They've got some really great arms too.
It's absurd, just the talent. You see what the West is able to accumulate out of their bullpen. You got Cooper Rummel from Texas with the Austin Horns. Up to 89 this summer, straight downhill. He's huge. He's from Texas. He throws hard. Kind of all the things you kind of think of with a young Texas arm. Then kind of staying out there, but not so much in the traditional sense of baseball states, is Boston Kellner. Another power arm, mid to upper 80s on the fastball, but it's the breaking ball that really sets him apart. It's a true 12-6 hammer. He's going to throw it with conviction. He's going to spin it for real. The slot that it comes out of is just like, well, I don't know where it's coming from, and hitters can't pick it up.
There's a word that you've used to describe this class, and it's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this one of the deepest classes that you've seen in a long time?
I mean, we just talked about a handful of arms there. We haven't talked about Chase Mobley on the East, up to 91. I think he threw like 18 pitches in 3 innings. At the National, it wasn't quite that few, but like just dominated. 4 pitches for strikes, committed to FSU. Then another primary arm we got on the East squad is Braden Booth from Alabama. Really good athlete. Took a really good infield, really good BP. And then, let me jump on the mound. He's been up to 89 with a real slider. So, I mean, the East is loaded, but then, again, you flip it over to the West. You have Luke Papano from Ohio. Higher slot guy, good breaking ball, already the mid-80s fastball, and probably one of the youngest kids in attendance. He misses being eligible for the 13U game by like 3 months. So we're talking about a really special athlete, special player. Zach Strickland is a West Coast version kind of David Shields, where he's going to spot in and out. He's going to beat you however he wants to beat you, up to 88 with the fastball. And then, I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches. You got Blake Illich up in Michigan, mid-80s fastball, and Trey Morris struck out all 9 in his 3 innings at the 14U National. Lefty, saved his best stuff for the last hitter, up to 86. Last 3 pitches, just angled, everything you wanted. It was an exclamation point on an excellent performance from Morris.
So coast to coast, the country is covered with talent,
for
and I'm so glad you're here to break it all down. Don't go anywhere, though. You're going to stay with us and break down the offense for both of these rosters. But coming up next, we have the 8th ranked player in the class, Dean Moss. He joins Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings, when we return.
It started with a simple idea: to break what the game knows, to evolve the standard. It's time to revolutionize defense. Printed in 4D for a breakthrough in technology. Ultra lightweight, resilient, form fit, game ready and pro tested. Designed for a revolution. Engineered for defense. The Rev 1X.
Custom gear is important to me because it just represents who you are. Me as a kid, I remember I used to always look up at all the big leaguers at the time and see what they would wear. You couldn't get that stuff, in the stores. So now being able to customize basically everything I wear on the field, and it's one-on-one, I think that's just something special. I worked really hard to get here, and we get to do some swag and put your own flavor onto the field and show people, who you really are. Customs are one-on-one, just like me. G-Form, made for the moment.
Perfect game. On and off the field, it's a way of life. And now, that same passion, your passion, is represented in the brand new exclusive PG gear and clothing line. Designed with you in mind, the looks that you live in, whether during a sweat-soaked workout or a round of BP. Make your memories in perfect game gear. Thoughtful, comfortable, perfect for you. Visit shop.perfectgame.org.
Hi, I'm four-time Gold Glove winner Charles Johnson.
And that one, a towering shot, way back, Charles Johnson, a monster home run.
And you're watching PerfectGame.tv.
Welcome back. We move from the mound to the box. Cam Caminiti is the second overall ranked outfielder in his class. He'll be patrolling for the West team. Connor Griffin also rounds out a strong outfield class as he's the number 2 overall player and the number 1 ranked outfielder on our board. The West squad also boasts the top ranked catcher in the class. That's Xavier Nyens from Mount Vernon, Washington. Congrats to all of these players and the rest of our West squad. And a huge congratulations to a name that we haven't talked about yet, but we told you would be joining us, Dean Moss. He's the man of the hour, and he joins us now. Dean, congratulations on making the 14U Select Festival. When you found out, dude, what did you think?
I was just super excited to make it. I mean, like, there's the highlight of my summer. Like, there's nothing else that you want to make more than that. So I think that it was really cool to make that, and I was excited for it.
I think what's even cooler is that we saw you a year ago at the 13U Select Festival. So we've really had the opportunity to watch you grow in a lot of different ways. And I know that you have been working so hard. There's been some mechanical changes that you've made that have really kind of taken your game to the next level. Can you share what those are with us?
One thing that I've mainly done hitting is I'm trying to stay in my legs more. I feel like last summer I wasn't as strong, so it was bad for me to not stay in my legs, and now I'm stronger and I can stay in my, even when I lose my legs, I still hit the ball far, but I feel like when I stay in my legs, that gives me the best chance to drive the ball, and that's what I try to do. That's my game. I just try to drive the ball and keep my legs in it.
Well, we've noticed, and it's definitely a part of the reason that now you'll be back-to-back Select Festival participant, which is incredible. The experience from 13U, now you get to have it at 14U. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing all my friends there and having fun with them, and even meeting the new people that are there that weren't there last year. I think I like all of them. I've played against all of them. They're really cool people, so I can't wait to spend time with them and have a lot of fun and play with them.
I know that the group from 13U has a group chat together. That's how close you guys are. And I know that I'm sure when you leave the Select Fest with the 14U group, that will continue. That tradition will continue. But something that we've been talking about and have noticed about your class, Dean, is the size and just the talent level. Can you speak to how talented your 2025 class is?
Oh my God, it's crazy. There's a lot of people who like had summers where they deserved to make it and they didn't, and that's just because there's so many good players in our class, even like stats wise and or just what you do in games. Like, it's just different. And I feel like our class probably has the most depth pitching, because the pitching in our class is insane. And I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun at the Select Fest seeing the top guys on the mound. So.
Okay, so you've had a little experience under your belt with how the Select Fest works. What are you hoping to showcase at the Select Festival? What do you want people to learn even more about Dean Moss?
I'm hoping to showcase how much more power I have than last year hitting. I was hoping to show it in the home run derby, but I will. But it's going to be hard because we're playing at the Red Sox spring training, and it's pretty deep there in right field. So. But yeah, that's one thing I want to show off. If it needs to happen in the game where the home run derby, doesn't matter, but I just want to show off the power.
If you hit it out, dude, it guarantees you an interview. So just remember that. Remember that for us. I also wanted to ask you, Dean, because last year you were the #2 top fundraiser for the OK Kids Corral at the 2020 13U Select Festival and raising money for those who need it most. Why is that so important to you to be able to give back in that way?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's really important because they obviously have a tough life, but I feel like if you can make them happier by just talking to them or donating to the foundation, and I feel like that's all that matters is just making them happier, and I feel like they can have a much better life if they have a lot of friends to go with that.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's incredible. And I know that you guys are working so hard to continue that tradition. Last one for you, Dean, is what advice do you have for some of the new guys who will be at the 14U Select Festival this year?
Honestly, my advice would be to just have fun. Like it's not something to where you go and like it's like you have to play good. Like yes, you want to play good there, but it's not about that. It's about like meeting and like celebrating yourself and meeting all the new guys. So I feel like just have fun and it'll be a lot of fun just playing and hanging out with the boys. So yeah.
All right, Dean, I can't thank you enough, dude. I'm excited to see you at this Select Festival, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
When Perfect Game Weekly returns, we're not done celebrating some of the game's youngest stars with the brightest futures. We reveal the 14U East offensive roster next.
Baseball is competitive, often called a game of failure. Millions play, thousands compete. Only a handful reach the top. The odds don't matter to you. You have the goals, the drive, and a dream of playing at the next level. We've helped those that made it be seen. Now, it's your turn. Let our experts train you the right way to stand out, win over the critics, prove you have what it takes to succeed, and provide a foundation of info to those that matter. Become tomorrow's athlete today with Perfect Game Development. Personalized training plus development driven by science and AI. Download the app and get started. Perfect Game Development. Your best step to the next level.
Welcome back to Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings. We brought you the 14U Select Fest West rosters. Now, let's head east. We highlight Carter Smith from Fort Myers, Florida. He's the 3rd overall ranked player in the class and Perfect Game's #1 ranked shortstop in the country. Domain Van not only has one of the coolest names in the group, but he's also the 3rd ranked outfielder in the land. Micah Matthews is the top outfielder from the state of Virginia, and he's the '9 overall ranked player in the 14U Select class. And how about Everett Johnson? We've been talking all show about the big kids, but at 5'8", Everett may pack one of the biggest punches. He's our 13th ranked PG prospect and 6th ranked overall outfielder. We want to send a huge congratulations to all of you, and I can't wait to see you at JetBlue Park. Another name I'm excited to see is Sam Cozart. Sam sticks out in his class for a lot of reasons. The most obvious is that he stands 6'7", and doctors project him to potentially grow to 7'2". What's not so obvious about him is his heart.
My name is Sam Cozart. I'm a right-handed pitcher. I'm 6'6", 6'7", and always a presence on the mound and on the field. My projected height is 7'2". At the 13, I was just this young kid who had a dream of playing at the professional level, and now I'm starting to really grasp what I could do. I'm filled out physically, mentally I'm sharp, and I feel like there's nobody I can't get out in baseball. My dad is a college coach, and he's always been there for me. He always is there watching me pitch, and my mom, she'll go anywhere for me. She'll do anything. She's put her life and put work aside for me all the time. And then my middle brother, Jacob, who's going to NC State, he's the one that always pushes me in the workout. He's always in the workout room, always pushing himself, and it helps me to push farther too. And then my oldest brother, who's going to UNC Chapel Hill, He's the one that I always go fishing with. He's always there pushing me to work pitching-wise. I'm Sam Cozart. I'm Sam Cozart's oldest brother. I would be a sophomore at UNC. I'm a right-handed pitcher, and I'm just following him around this summer because he's been following me for I don't know how many years, and I figured I could get back to him one time. I had a hemangioblastoma on my C1, like under my C1 vertebrae on my brainstem, and they found it. I volunteered for a concussion study, and what they do is MRI my brain and spinal cord all the way down. In February of 2020, when they first found it, it was a very small tumor, and it had a cyst around it, a very small cyst. And then in October 2020, we get another MRI. We got them every 6 months, and the cyst had doubled in size. And then coming around in February again, right before we go off to regionals in Texas Tech, the cyst had quadrupled in size. They told me with the area that was in, I would lose motor skills and nervous system, but I wasn't feeling any side effects. And I had promised myself, I was just coming off TJ, and I wanted to play my first full year of college baseball. Owed it to my team and my coaches and myself that I needed to play my first full year of college baseball before I got it out. It just wasn't easy to go through. My brother, that one is the best relaxing partner to be with. It was just everything for me that I had to focus on that. I felt like I had to focus on that even though I was still playing baseball. He got it out thankfully, and he's recovering perfectly. He's got back full motion in his neck, and balance is good. It just showed me how blessed I am and how much perseverance he had. It showed me what I could do if I worked as much as he did to get through it. He can do anything, and it just gave me hope that I could be somewhat of a man that he is right now. If a person's in need, I'll always go out of my way to help them. We will go out of our way for family on anything. We will quit baseball. I'll go off the field if I have to, anywhere, to go help my brothers. I mean, if baseball gets in the way of family, I'll quit it if I have to, but I hope I never will. So, it just helps me to push more.
Still ahead, more analysis of this group. Jheremy Brown joins us on the other side to break down the offensive side of the ball. All here on Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings.
It started with a simple idea: to break what the game knows, to evolve the standard. It's time to revolutionize defense. Printed in 4D for a breakthrough in technology. Ultra lightweight, resilient, form fit, game ready and pro tested. Designed for a revolution, engineered for defense. The Rev 1X.
There's a new king in Queens. Francisco Lindor is headed to New York.
New York is great. It's a place where you can be whatever you want to be.
Every day I challenge myself to break down barriers.
Seeing others live their passion, it makes me push harder in all that I'm doing.
Man, that dude Lindor is fearless.
I'm always trying to push myself further as an athlete.
My style is limitless, just like my city.
Confidence, passion, commitment, style. That's Queens for ya.
All right, let's welcome Jheremy Brown, national cross-checker, back here to Perfect Game Weekly. H, I can't wait to break down these rosters with you. The offense, these kids can rake. Let's start with some of the two-way, the legit two-way guys.
Oh, there's we didn't even get to talk about them with the arm section because they're so good with the bats. You got Connor Griffin, last year's two-way player of the year, up to 91 this summer. You got Cam Caminiti on the West Coast out of Arizona, another 13U alum, up to 90 from the left side. You got Carter Smith, maybe one of the best defenders in the entire class at shortstop, number 3 ranked player in the class, up to 91 this summer with life. So they're 14. We don't know where they're going to end up. So it's really good to be talented on both sides of the ball.
And then we have our bloodlines, H, which is really special. We have Noah Sheffield, Gary's son, Ethan Holiday, Matt's son, and then we have Quentin Young, our very own Dimitri Young's nephew.
Yeah, that's 3 talented players right there. I mean, Noah's got the hand waggle that Gary had. Without even knowing the last name, you know who his father is. He's got the big bat speed already, smooth in the infield. Matt Holiday's son, Ethan, kind of the opposite of Matt. He's not nearly as physical yet, still only 14, but he's a left-handed hitting middle infielder. Dad, obviously, a corner outfielder with big pop. Ethan's swing is really fluid. His older brother's in the PG All-American game with Jackson Holiday. And then we got Quentin Young, who comes out. First time I ever got to see him. Long body. Just a really good athlete, moves really well, long, loose, right-handed swing, easy to see power developing there.
It's always a family affair at these events, and I'll tell you, I did talk to Noah Sheffield because I saw his swing, and I obviously had to ask him about his dad, and he's excited to make a name for himself. He knows that a lot of people obviously appreciate what his dad did, and he's ready for people to appreciate what he can do on the field too. H, I always appreciate your time. You are so knowledgeable, and I have a blast with you, so thanks for joining us on PG Weekly.
Appreciate it, Danny.
I want to thank Dean Moss too. That's going to do it here for Perfect Game Weekly. I'm Danny Wexelman. We'll see you next week.